The Anglican Catholic Church has revoked the license of priest Calvin Robinson after he imitated Elon Musk's Inauguration Day salute, which has been compared by many to the Nazi salute. That's a comparison that Musk, though, has vehemently denied. The gesture came at the end of Robinson's speech at the National Pro-Life Summit in Washington, D.C. last week and was met with applause and laughter by the crowd. Let's take a look.
This is the last stand for Christendom. It's make or break time. The whole of the old world is crumbling. Every country in Europe is embracing death. America, as far as I could see, is the only country fighting for life. And that's down to you guys. So God bless all of you for what you're doing. Please keep doing it. I hope that I can encourage you. And my heart goes out to you. God bless.
You just saw it there. The Anglican Catholic Church said in a statement, "We believe that those who mimic the Nazi salute, even as a joke or an attempt to troll their opponents, trivialize the horror of the Holocaust and diminish the sacrifice of those who fought against its perpetrators." After his firing was announced, Robinson posted a lengthy statement on X, where else, stating he is not a Nazi and claiming the joke was an attempt to mock liberals. Let's now bring in editor at The Bulwark, Jonathan V. Last. His latest piece is titled Moral Clarity on the Nazi Salute. Jonathan, thank you for being with us this morning. I will simply ask you that. What sort of moral clarity did we obtain about what we just witnessed?
The American, you know, you can just say what it is. I'm sorry. Like, I know it seems like a little crazy to have to beat around the bush on it, but we all saw it. We know what he was doing. Formerly, Father Robinson now admits that, yeah, I was just trying to troll the libs for getting all triggered about a little Sieg Heiling. And his church said, you can't do this. Stop it. Especially if you're a man of the cloth, a man of God, a guy who's out there, you know, as a disciple of Jesus, and you think it's okay to trigger people by joking about the Holocaust. And it was really nice to see his church stand up and say, no. And they did it quickly. And they didn't, you know, they said, look, we've spoken to this guy about this before. We told him to stop trolling people and being such a jackass. Not their words, mine. And so we've removed his license. But also, please understand, this isn't just an administrative matter. This is about moral clarity. It's about, see, you can't make jokes about the Holocaust like this just to make people you don't like angry. That's not Christianity. I'm sorry. It's not.
Yeah, Jonathan, I mean, first of all, the fact that this is a pro-life summit and they were laughing about it, you can talk about it. And it kind of reminds me of when people would laugh at jokes about Paul Pelosi, an elderly man almost being bludgeoned to death, and people laughing in the crowd. I ask, who raised these people? Who raised them? I don't understand it. But at a pro-life summit, but also he said he did it to own the libs. I mean, this is where that ends in a Sieg Heil salute? Because he basically said that.
Isn't that in 2 Corinthians, Joe? I mean, maybe, I don't remember, but maybe it's in 2 Corinthians that thou shalt, you know, as Moab said to Sheab, thou shalt own the libs. The whole thing's nuts, and it was disappointing to see the audience there sort of cheering and laughing about it. You know, you would have thought that the conference organizers, the minute he was off the stage, would have hustled him out the door and said, how dare you? You know, get out of here and don't ever come back. Don't be a jerk. And this is the problem with these sorts of corruptions, is that they wind up spreading and infecting the entire culture. And it would have been so easy for when Musk did his thing for everyone to just say, yeah, this is bad, don't do it. And instead, we had this weird, bizarre kabuki theater where the people pretended that the guy who is all in favor of AFD had no idea what he was doing. It was just, just this total normal thing. And I don't know if you guys clocked it on one of the other news networks. There was a professional Republican defender who was defending this stuff. And one of the other panelists said to him, oh, well, if it's so innocent, just do it. Do the thing right now if it's just an innocent gesture. And he was like, Bob, I couldn't possibly, you know. And that just, we all know. We all know what we saw. We don't need to debate it. We can just say what it is.
Jonathan, hi, it's Molly Jong-Fast.
Hey, Molly.
How are you? I was wondering if you would talk to us about sort of moral courage and how that plays into this.
Yeah, it's amazing to me that this is even a thing that requires moral courage. Isn't this, I think it was like AOC of all people who said, hey, I'm sorry. I was raised to believe that we're supposed to fight Nazis. And yes, this shouldn't take moral courage. Maybe it takes moral courage to fight over preserving USAID, or to stand up to, if you're in the FBI, you're one of the senior people who's been told to leave. It takes moral courage to say, no, you'll have to fire me. That again, my heart goes out to them, as somebody might say. But this is just the most obvious thing. And the fact that in America, we have people rushing around to try to make excuses for it, I got to tell you guys, it puts me into a pretty dark place. Because if you can't just say, hey, Sieg Heils equal bad, then I don't know how we're ever going to wind up mustering the moral courage on the slightly more complicated fights.
The new piece is online now at The Bulwark. Editor Jonathan V. Last, thank you very much for coming on the show this morning. We appreciate your thoughts.
And by the way,